hour and a half that I was wondering whether I have any ability left to say anything to you at all. But Mr. Chancellor, Mr. Vice Chancellor, distinguished judges, faculty, and students of this remarkable university, I must say that I would have deeply regretted if I had missed this opportunity to be here, something that young Saurabh and my friend here have organized for us over the period of 2 months. But unfortunately, the very person who was the person who dreamt of this gathering here, who runs Hind Bhartiyam, my close colleague and friend Shamim, had to go to the hospital last night for a minor surgery, minor major surgery, but he's fine. I'm sorry that I missed him. But I would be extremely unfair if I didn't recognize that my coming here late gave Louise the burden and opportunity to address you. And it seems that the moment I arrived, you forgot her. And I said, now we've got the real guy, so we don't have to worry about who stepped in. But I'm grateful that she came in on the flight last night. And one reason why I didn't catch the flight last night was because we were arguing, and it's very topical. We were in the Supreme Court, we were arguing the triple talaq issue, on which a lot of people don't seem to understand what my views are, for the simple reason that I got up in the court to say that I'm not on either side. I'm only going to give you an exposition of what is the context in which triple talaq has developed. So people are asking me even today on the media, are you for or are you against? And they get surprised that I say I'm neither for nor against, because from my point of view, it doesn't exist. It exists in terms of a practice that people use it, and it's used in a manner which is unwholesome, but it isn't something that is recognized as Islam. And therefore, frankly, it's a 5-minute job for the Supreme Court to say, good, if it's not recognized as Islam, then it's bad. And that's the end of the matter. But because it's happening there, and because many of you are students of law, let me explain to you why I said that it doesn't exist. There is a larger issue in the world today, as here in our country, as to how important is dissolution of marriage, divorce, dissolution of marriage. The traditional view, the Christian Catholic view of marriage was, and in fact, the traditional view of Hindu Dharma has been that you unite for all times. Amongst Christians, you unite for one lifetime, and in Hindu Dharma, you unite for many lifetimes. So there is no concept of divorce. The concept of divorce that was first introduced, it seems, was in Islam. And therefore, it was an extremely revolutionary step from not having the concept of divorce at all to arrive at a concept of divorce. And as far as Christianity is concerned, the entire religious community split on the issue of divorce, and that goes back to the United Kingdom or England, where the king, because he wanted to get rid of his wife and he couldn't get that concession from the Pope, actually broke away and started a new faith. The two churches still, after many centuries, haven't been able to come together, although they like to work together. So in a sense, Islam was very reformative and revolutionary in introducing the concept of divorce. But a revolution of one time becomes dated when time moves on. Now, new people and everyone started thinking of divorce. So there is divorce now available in different forms in different parts of the world. The United States is just being referred to. Now, there is a do-it-yourself divorce concept in certain parts of the United States where you can travel from one state to Florida or California and then fix it at 11 o'clock in front of somebody. You say, we are willing to divorce ourselves, and by the evening you're back home divorced. And people actually now put little placards on their car saying just divorce. In other words, I'm now available on the market, just divorce. And you wonder whether they're saying it about themselves or about their car. So it's not always very clear. However, it's happening. And what has happened is this. Since there has been now growth of divorce in the world, then sometimes you may begin to think the divorce that came as a revolution, is it still a revolutionary divorce? Or is it now unacceptable? And that's where this triple talaq thing has come. Now let me tell you what this triple talaq is. Triple talaq, as practiced and as found unacceptable and as challenged in the Supreme Court, is where a man gets up and says, I give you divorce, I give you divorce, I give you divorce. It's the Bollywood version, you know, talaq, 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 and it's all over. Now, where does this come from? Why 3 times? I mean, it could have been once, it could have been twice. Why 3 times? And it is 3 times for this reason, and please pay heed to this. In Islam, when talaq was introduced, when divorce was introduced, they said, but it can't be any number of times. So Islam said, you can divorce once, but you have to wait for 3 months, and in those 3 months, if you want to take it back, you can take it back. It won't become irrevocable for 3 months, and I will explain why. Then you will try to divorce it again. I mean, this is when Islam was working out its divorce. They probably had in mind, they didn't know the names, but they probably had in mind Liz Taylor and Richard Burton. So the resigned ones, you divorce once, within 3 months you can take it back. Then you decide you want to divorce again, you divorce again, in 3 months you can take it back. Then you say, no, I'm going to divorce again the 3rd time. So Islam says, enough, no more taking back. You can't make a joke of divorce, no more taking back. You can't take back, now it's irrevocable. And what is worse, Islam says, now you can't get married. Otherwise, you divorce 3 months ago, you don't take it back, it becomes final, you can get married again. You can do a Liz Taylor, Richard Burton. But after the 3rd time, you can't do it again. Because Islam says you've got to be tough. This kind of joking is not good enough. Now, there is something that happens to say, well, no, we desperately do want to get married. I mean, the woman goes and marries somebody else and he dies. And then she says, well, now that we have grown old, we might as well come back again. So where she has been married to someone else, then Islam says, okay, if that person also has divorced you or that person has died, you can come back to your original husband. A fresh nikah can happen, etc. So it's a very complicated scientific manner in which this divorce has been worked out. Now, what people have done is that they have converted this divorce at 3 different times to one moment. Divorce, divorce, divorce. Saying now I've done it 3 times, now it's irrevocable and it's over. Which is something on which the vast majority of Muslims in the world disagree. Most Muslim countries in the world have said, no, this can't be. You can do it 3 times, but you can't do it at the same time sitting there at one moment. You can't do it. Now in India, for one reason or another, unfortunately, this hasn't been clearly outlawed. Because everywhere else in the Muslim countries, they were majority Muslim countries. So when they did this, nobody complained that you're interfering with Islam. Because they were all believed in Islam. Here, perhaps there was a danger or a fear that if you did this, somebody would say you're interfering in Islam. And therefore, it was not done. And then it became a prevalent practice, and so much so that Hollywood started celebrating it with movies like Talaq and Nikah. Then something had to be done, and women who suffered because of this have come up to court to say, put an end to this. But I said to the court, and I'm trying to explain to them, that what is it that you're getting at? Triple talaq is a misnomer. It shouldn't be there at all. It's over and finished. But shouldn't you be worried about talaq? Man gives talaq. Woman can't give talaq. So aren't you worried about talaq? should it not be? Why is it one-sided? And then I explained to the court that although it appears one-sided, it is not really one-sided, and this is the reason why. Because talaq has to be given not for whims and caprices and fancy, but it has to be given for good reason. The man must have good reason for giving talaq. Be that as it may, whether he is answerable to God or to somebody here on earth, but he must have good reason. And then when he gives talaq, before he gives talaq, both sides should send two representatives. Man's side, woman's side, two representatives should come together and they should try and talk them out of a divorce, because they say divorce is a bad thing. Children are affected, family is affected. You talk the two out of a divorce. Now, when you say talk the two out of the divorce, it doesn't then gel with somebody saying, oh, man can just stand up and say divorce and it's divorce. Can't be. If there are two people involved who are supposed to come, talk, negotiate, talk to each other, so you can't just send an SMS, because an SMS cannot be unless the two people have come and negotiated and tried to reconcile. Then, if the two come to a conclusion that no, this is not going to work, who do they tell? Who do they tell? There has to be a chancellor. So they go to the chancellor. They go to the Qazi, a judge, and they say, we've tried, it doesn't work. Qazi may say, go try again. And they may come back and say, no, it doesn't work. It's best to let these people part. So the Qazi says, now you know, for marriage, some meher had to be given. Has the meher been given? And these guys say, well, we didn't ask, so go and find out. And they come back and say, the meher has not been given. And Qazi says, no divorce till the meher is given. All the meher must be given. Then they say, yes, meher is being given. The Qazi then says, what about the children? Has maintenance been provided for the children? And they say, oh, we didn't check that. So they go and check. Yes, maintenance is being provided. They then say, Qazi says, for 3 months, that the woman has to wait in Iddah, where she can't marry anybody else. In those 3 months, she must be given shelter. Has that been provided? Unless all these things are provided, talaq doesn't become effective. So if talaq doesn't become effective without the interference of two people and a qazi and all these procedures, then you can't say that an instant talaq can be given by the man at his own will. That he doesn't have to answer to anybody, he doesn't have to explain to anybody. So that's the first thing about talaq. The second thing about a talaq is that the marriage itself is a contract. You don't just simply have somebody say, both of you, I bless you, go, you get married. The marriage has to have a contract. That contract comes with a proposal coming from the man to the woman. No woman in Islam goes with a proposal saying, I'll pay you 10 lakhs, will you marry me? But man goes to the woman to say, I'll pay you 10 lakhs, will you marry me? So when people say that man and women should be exactly equal, they must understand that exactly equal means the man will not come and say, I give you so much, will you marry me? So every religion, every social system may have separate ways of providing equality. And Islam provides equality by saying, man, you can marry, but you can marry only if the woman gives her consent, which is based on what you offer to her. And one of the things that he can offer to her, or she can insist upon, is to say, your right of talaq, I will also have. The contract can provide it. A woman then becomes absolutely equal to the man. That the man gives his right of talaq to the woman also. He retains it, but he gives it to the woman also. Both man and woman are then free to say talaq on whatever terms. But there again, the meher has to be paid by the man. The woman doesn't have to pay any meher. So you suddenly find the woman becomes more important in Islam than man. And this is to be understood. And this is to be tested against all existing systems of divorce in the world, to say, is there such a system of divorce in the world? Before you say, this is to be rejected, this is bad, this is appeasement, this is invalid, etc., you must compare it with other systems of divorce. and other systems of divorce, most parts of the world don't provide this kind of thing. There are other systems also within Islam. There is a system where the woman, without this delegation of power by the man, can go and ask for what is called khula. She can go to someone, to the Qazi, and say, I don't want to live with this man again, he is unbearable. The Qazi then calls the man, says, look, you are apparently unbearable, you have to let this woman go. What terms do you want? He may say, okay, please give back my meher, or excuse me the meher, and then I will let her go. So again, it's negotiated in front of a court. Then there is another system in which, instead of khula, which comes from the woman's side, there may be something which is called mubarak, which is divorce by mutual consent. It can come from the man, it can come from the woman. It can come from either, and you again go somewhere. There they say, okay, if you both want to part, then please part. This is the most liberal form of divorce anywhere in the world. A man and woman can come and say, can't work together, let us part. So if this is what's happening, why is the Supreme Court having to work out something? And the answer is very simple, and I told the Supreme Court this. The simple problem is, where do you go? In the past, there used to be a judge called a Qazi. Now there is no Qazi in this country. So when you want to do all these things, where do you go? There is nowhere to go. The family courts have not been told that the Qazi used to do, now the family courts will do. So all that this country has to do is to tell the family courts, as far as Islam is concerned, any Muslim who has an issue of divorce, you handle it and handle it in this manner. Within 10 minutes, problems can be resolved, for which poor Supreme Court is having to sit during vacation to hear and understand what is to be done and how is this to be handled. Now, why do I give you these details? Because it's topical, it's interesting, etc. And I believe more and more people must understand that this is the truth, instead of believing that it's a Jurassic and a wayward religion in which women are treated like property, etc. Can't be true. And it can't be true for this reason, that the lady who had employed the Prophet of Islam as a servant, as an employee, finally ended up marrying him, because she was older than him. She found that he was so honest and diligent that she felt that he is the best person to have as a husband. But even if she married him, he would have had to take a proposal to her saying, will you marry me for so much dower, or so much meher? And if that's the example of the Prophet, and everybody in Islam says that we must live our life in the manner in which the Prophet lived his life, then it can't be that Islam is a backward religion in which women don't have place. If the Prophet himself married his employer, and the employer was older than him, and the Prophet showed that this is the way you have to live. This is the best way to live. But I'm saying all this for what reason? I'm saying all this because you have been looking at secularism today. And you know that it's been distorted. Secularism, if you ask anybody in the streets, they'll say, oh, it's all about Shabano. Somebody needed money, this man just divorced her and threw her out. And that's what Islam is. And it's the ex-party that appeals these people by saying we want their votes, so just overrule Shabano, whatever the Shabano Supreme Court judgment was. Just overrule it. Let me explain to you for a moment what the issue of Shabano was. The issue of Shabano, as far as Muslims were concerned, was not that Shabano should not get anything. The issue of Shabano was whatever has to be given must be given within the marriage. And you just mentioned Goa and the Portuguese code. There is no problem in Islam that upon marriage, your matrimonial property becomes half and half between husband and wife. No problem at all. Nobody in Islam can complain. In Islam, people complain that once the marriage is dissolved and you have no further relationship, there cannot then be an artificial relationship of sending a check every month to say this is your maintenance. whatever needs to be done in Islam has to be done during the marriage. And therefore, the nikah nama, which works almost like the American Bollywood prenuptial agreement, in which one actress says to the actor, we're going to get married, but in case there's a divorce, you have to give me $500 million. I mean, that's done before they get married. Available in Islam already. The point is, to understand what secularism means is not about votes and not about accepting somebody and appeasing somebody. It's about understanding that each one of us in this country is attached to a way of life. Whether it's the way of life, as the Supreme Court once said, that Hindutva is a way of life, but that's an issue that is being debated. Or it's the way of life in Islam, or it's the way of life, the Christian or the Catholic way of life. Whatever is your way of life is important. And how much of that way of life should be preserved? These questions that you and the universities will have to answer one day. When you look at tribals, there is a debate amongst tribals, those of you who've seen that movie called The Avatar. This debate is intellectually and philosophically going on in the world and in India. Should you take a tribal and make him wear a suit and modern clothes and sit and eat in the manner in which we eat? Or should we allow that tribal to do things the way they have done traditionally? Is that patronizing, that these are lesser than us, therefore let them remain the way they are? Right? We are the superior people, therefore we will be like this, but they'll be like that. We have to find the right kind of balance between accepting a way of life that's different from ours, and yet hoping that some good things about modernism would be available to them as well. So, really, if you take an extreme contrast, a tribal who doesn't wear clothes, we shouldn't force clothes upon them. But we shouldn't say because they don't wear clothes, they shouldn't take a computer as well. So, where do we find in modern India this assimilation that you may wear the clothes that you want, eat the food that you want, live the life that you live in the manner in which you live, without feeling a pressure that everyone wants you to conform and change. And yet, you should have access to education and you should have access to that computer, which is what the Chancellor has said to you, that there are a vast number of people who don't get the benefit of a beautiful university such as this one. And what can we do for inclusiveness? How do we bring them in? And now, of course, there are universities for tribals coming up, universities for people in very remote regions coming up. But I believe the challenge is not just setting up the university, but the nature of that university and the manner in which that university will run, so that we can get the richness of heritage, which is different from the heritage that we are accustomed to, and the heritage that we owe allegiance to. So I think that secularism is a fantastically energetic thought, but because it's been maligned as much as it's maligned, I have personally felt, and I leave it to you to think about this, that there is something that is being attacked in India, that too is being attacked, but I think it is less susceptible to attack than secularism, and that is the idea of liberalism. Secularism is one part of liberalism. And what is liberalism? For me, liberalism ultimately is your right to be wrong. See, everybody who says, no, you can be right, but right according to what I think is right. That's not liberalism. Liberalism is your right to be wrong. I can't be telling you, except when you're a little child and you can't decide for yourself. When you're an adult or whatever we accept to be adulthood, I have to treat you as equal to me. I have to say to you, if you do this, my experience tells me that these are the consequences, but the choice is yours. And if you believe something and you think that's right, and I think that's wrong, I will have to subject myself to the idea that you have the right to be wrong. You must have the right for yourself to discover what is the best way to live, but of course, hopefully looking at the experience of other people who are there to offer that experience. So paternalism, dictation is something that's out in liberalism. It gives you greater choice, greater freedom to do all the wonderful things that you want to do. Make your own mistakes, but in making your own mistake, you must not hurt the other person. You can't do something that hurts the other person, which is why smoking is not allowed now in public places. It's not because we are dictating to a smoker saying this is bad for you, but we are only saying go and smoke wherever. It's bad for you, but go and smoke wherever, but don't smoke here where you're smoking, and your freedom to smoke will hurt me. So the big question then comes, what is the political message? The political message is that in our country we have to decide how much freedom there should be and how much freedom is permissible. I believe as much freedom as you need, you want, you desire, so long as it doesn't infringe upon the other person's freedom. So when the man-woman gender justice debate comes, there you can give all the freedom to the man, but there is a constraint and a restriction that it must not make the woman any less. Your freedom will have to end where her freedom begins. So you have to find a balance between different points of view, different claims, different identities, to see that nobody is deprived. You will never be able to do a perfect solution. A perfect solution is very difficult to find, but if you continue to try for a perfect solution, then there is a chance that we will be moving in the right direction. Today, your debate has been absolutely remarkable, but I do realize that all the speakers needed 5 hours each, so they had such wonderful thoughts and ideas that they wanted to give to us. But I have a feeling we'll see them again somewhere. These are not people who are going to just walk away. And I was looking at their style, and I was looking at their content, and I was looking at their confidence, and I thought, my God, if I was a judge, I would have made a mistake today. I would have been swept off my feet by somebody's content, somebody's smile, somebody's nonchalant approach, somebody's manner of speaking, etc. It must have been a very difficult choice. So you did wonderful. The moderators here, you did a wonderful job, frankly.
Thank you.
And I have noticed that you.
Thank you. Needs must come from you.
I noticed you didn't take up the mic saying, all right, we've heard enough, please now get off the podium. But there's one thing that I could suggest you can do, which is, as before the judges come and declare the results, what you can do is to take a show of hands and see which side has won this debate.
Before the results.
Yeah, before the judges, because once the judgments come, then these people will get influenced.
Yes.
So before the judgments come, let us see a raise of hands and see which side actually wins, for or against. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.